Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Corey Guyton back for the 5th episode of Through the Eyes of a Man, the inspirational series to women. I just want to say again, thank you to everyone who's been supporting. Continue to forward these emails on, tag them to your Facebook page, tweet about them. Like I said, this is all about helping. I started this whole movement called Reclaiming the Talented 10th, reclaiming who we are supposed to be. And so I just want to again thank you. And getting into today's topic, first I want to apologize to everyone for the lateness of this video. I was supposed to release it this morning, but I didn't have time to record it. Been so busy, and I'm still busy, so I'm trying to sneak it in. But I want to talk about this notion of being lonely does not mean you have to settle. And I see this happen so much. There's so many young ladies who feel like they just have to take what they can get, because most men are either the good men are taken, or the good men don't have interest in them, so I'll take whatever I can get. And we weren't built to be people who had to settle for anything. I look at it like this: when your father is the Most High and he has everything, you deserve the best. When your father is the King of Kings, and so that makes you a princess in that light, you deserve a prince. You deserve the best. Kings and queens have the best in terms of their treasures. They have the best in terms of attire and the best in terms of relationships. So you don't have to settle. You do not have to settle because you are lonely. And so the first thing I think women do whenever they find a guy who they find themselves settling with because they just happy to have someone around is that they say, okay, he'll probably eventually improve. That's mistake number one. The problem is most men are who they are. Now, yes, they may grow, but then you got to look at it as they may not grow. And I think you deserve the best. And so I think he should be able to prove to you that he is capable of changing. And that shouldn't come through just saying that he's going to change. That needs to come through his actions. I always say, don't look at his words or listen to his words. Look at his actions. And so don't settle for a guy who just claims he's going to do better or claims he's this type of guy. Show through action. So ladies, you don't have to settle for a half-done guy. That's almost like if you stayed with your parents and the fact that you just want to live on your own so bad, you'll move out of your parents' house and live in some shack. Why settle for living in a shack when you okay living with your parents? So why settle in a less than relationship when you can be okay being lonely? I know it may not feel right, or you want somebody and it gets lonely, but you don't have to settle. Don't ever settle, because look at it like this: if you settle for this guy and you let's say you end up falling for him because of his companionship, but he treats you bad, at some point you're going to come to reality that this is the guy that wasn't meant for you, and you're going to see everybody else's relationship that's so happy, and you're going to say, man, I settled. But your heart is going to be so invested into him sexually, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that it's going to be hard for you to separate from him. No person wants to be in that situation. I always feel like I deserve the best, and I think you deserve the best. So your relationship should be happy all the way through. Everything about your relationship should be happy. Yes, like I always say in previous episodes, you're going to have rough times in your relationships, but you should have the person you desire. And that doesn't necessarily mean financially desire, because then you may be lacking in another area. A guy should be able to meet you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If any of those are missing, I think you can get away with physically. I think people can get past that, because what we think we want physically, that's what I think society has created us to believe that we want. Because I can tell you now that my fiance is not the prototype of what I thought I wanted, but I think she's the most gorgeous woman in the world. And so physically we can get past, but spiritually, if you are not spiritually connected, that's biblical, and from my beliefs that it will not work. Mentally, if you don't meet each other mentally, if he's not stimulating your mind and or you're not stimulating his mind, that's going to be an issue because he's going to get it from somewhere else, or you're going to seek to get it from somewhere else. And emotionally, you have to have someone who take your feelings into account and someone who really respects your feelings. And so don't ever settle on those things. Those three, at least, I would never ever settle on. And if that means I had to be single for 5, 6, 7 years, fine. Because at the end of the day, you need happiness. You don't need to be content. I think a lot of people get content in relationships. I never settle for content. Nothing in Corey's life, I don't settle for content. I'm going to do the best, or I'm not going to do it at all. And so I was willing to wait for however long it took to find that perfect person. And so I want you to retrain your mind around this topic, because you don't want to be stuck with someone you know you settled on for the rest of your life, and the situation is just more miserable. You don't want to be miserable. And so I want to push you to strive for the best. Don't settle for a man at all. You deserve the best. I see you all as queens. You deserve a king. Do not settle for a jester. And the jester was the person who entertained the king, entertained the queen. You don't want a jester. You want a king. And so don't settle. Please don't settle. There's so many women that's in relationships that they wish they can get out of. But either they had a baby with this person, or they did something, or have some type of connection that they can't get away from this person. Finances are connected. It's so many reasons why women cannot get out of situations. But if you can avoid that and just strive for the best, why not wait a couple more years? I mean, let's say out of 80, 90 years that you may live, hopefully more, I mean, what's waiting another 2, 3 years? Honestly, God may be waiting on you to get yourself together right now. So please be patient. I'm going to talk about patience in the next video, because I think this is very important. We're losing so many women to these guys that do not deserve them. And these ladies are settling. And so I just want to encourage you just to strive for the best in your relationships, strive for the best in terms of your education, in terms of your career, the way you raise your family, the way you treat others. Strive for the best, because you deserve the best. And so I just want to again thank you for viewing. It's Corey Guyton at gmail.com. It's www.corey.guyton.com. You can find me on Facebook at Corey Guyton, and Twitter. I need some Twitter followers. I mean, I'm not good with Twitter yet, but Corey Guyton on Twitter. So please look me up. I just want to thank you, and please forward these videos on, and there will be a lot more coming, and I promise I'm going to bring it. So thank you, and have a wonderful day.